Good to see you. It's Mark Porter, CEO of HWN Inc. Alongside, I've got Ed Vasko, who is, if you've read the press release that we recently put out, is now the new CEO of our Overwatch subsidiary, and Mark Dallmeier, the Chief Revenue Officer of our Overwatch subsidiary, along with me today.
Happy to be here, Mark.
Likewise, happy to be here.
We want to share with you guys some more color on the press release we put out and the Q2 numbers and some of the whys of the things that we've done, starting with why we sold our tech services business, make sure everybody understands where we're going from here. So, we sold that tech services business. It was really critical. While we love that business and the people in it, it's really critical to us to begin to focus on the cybersecurity business because it has a much greater enterprise value than the tech services business did. The tech service business is extremely capital intensive, and while we did a great job of getting it to substantial profitability and getting a good value for it, it was time to move to the cybersecurity business and pivot because the cybersecurity business has now accomplished a scale that we didn't have before, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. One of the other things that we wanted to shed a little bit of light on is why we did not sell the Secure Voice Corporation. We had entertained the sale of Secure Voice and had a significant bid for it, but ultimately, as the business continued to turn the corner and we realized that without the distraction that the technology services business caused, it was consuming tremendous amounts of management time. We could continue to grow that business. And since we have already turned the corner and made that business profitable and expect to continue to do that, the offer on the table wasn't nearly in line with what we would need to make it worth our while. We want that business to generate free cash flow for the company, and we expect it to continue to do so for quite a while. So we'll revisit all of the options as they make sense down the road. But for now, the Secure Voice Corporation is accretive to our bottom line, and we expect it to really help us as we want to grow the company and scale. So those are a couple of the things that we wanted to talk about today. I want to talk about where Overwatch is at as an organization, and for that, I'm going to turn it over to Ed.
Yeah, Mark, I really appreciate it. I can't stress enough how enthused and how honored I am really about this opportunity to really help scale up Overwatch. I think, as over the past couple months, I've been working with you and the team as a business advisor, really getting to know everybody. And what became clear was what you've built is just ready for significant opportunity and significant scale. You've come to a point where the value proposition you've created is really, really strong. The US-based specific SOC, the AI-powered elements that you have in your portfolio, as well as best-in-class technology partners, I think is just really set a stage that allows us to really create a lot of value very quickly. We're very focused and going to continue to be very focused on the current partner ecosystem. I think there's great opportunity to engage and find new markets for growth. Add service offerings and really create a tech environment, but also more importantly, a service delivery environment that really is second to none in the industry. And in doing that, enhance our customer experience so that they know that we've got their back, know that we're providing value, and know that we're doing things so differently than the rest of the ecosystem and the rest of the marketplace that there's nobody else to turn to. So I see just terrific, great opportunities ahead. The ability for us to really scale up Overwatch, and in doing so, create, because of the platform, create an environment where you've built such great automation, such great AI empowerment that we don't see the need to do what a lot of MSSPs in the ecosystem in the sector do, which is add people. We're looking to add faster, more efficient, more effective AI-empowered automation, which enables us to continue to grow and scale at a rate without having to add huge amounts of cost. And so in doing so, we see nothing but future profitability, future strong growth. And if I put a peg out there, through both organic and non-organic growth opportunities, we're going to 10x this particular division in very, very short time. I'm estimating somewhere, in the 2 to 3 year time frame, just based upon the wins that we see, the tailwinds that we see in front of us in the market, and being able to take what Overwatch is right now into new areas and new channels and really, really scale this up. So I'm really pleased to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thanks, Ed. We're going to get to Mark in a minute because you just put a big bogey on his back as the guy who carries the revenue number. But what's really important is the takeaway from there is where the business is at from a scale perspective in the automation. We talk about some of the technology pieces of it. The artificial intelligence, the automations that we've built and the investments that we've made in them over the last few years, which have put the company in a burn situation by design. You can't build this overnight. It is a long slog to get to where we've gotten. But what they mean for a customer is one thing, which is great outcomes, proactive security, high fidelity in the alerting, and hopefully avoiding the concept of alert fatigue, which, we don't really believe in the concept of false alerts. There's only anomalies. Things do exist. The thing did happen. It's a matter of whether it's good or bad. But what it means for investors is that, as Ed stated, we don't have to add people commensurate with revenue. So as we 4 or 5x the revenue out over the near term, we'll be able to do that using a fraction of the human capital cost that is normally borne by a SOC operation of this size. So as we scale, what happens is the gross profit matriculates to the bottom line at an outsized pace, which puts us on SaaS margin type returns. So we'll talk about that. So Mark, in the past, Ed talks about 10xing the company. In the past, you guys have done that. Do you want to speak, quickly to how you grow the ecosystem, the partner ecosystem, and the sales to make that happen in such short order on the organic side?
Yeah, great question. So if you look at the market opportunity today, there's so much pent-up demand around MSPs and other service providers in the industry and in the market looking for assistance. They're looking for a strategic partner and enabling capability to actually help them transform their portfolios and their service delivery models. And so this is where a large number of the other service providers and manufacturers candidly fall short in terms of the channel partner ecosystem, is they don't have a proven system, a program, or a process or capabilities to actually help MSPs and other solution providers to refactor their portfolio of services. They don't have experience helping those organizations drive into sustainable transformational growth. And so we're going to lean in really hard on the partner ecosystem with these types of best practices, with these types of systems that we've developed and we've proven and deployed right across a variety of different companies, over the last number of decades. And we're going to help the MSP ecosystem to evolve their portfolios, to sell security as a service, to sell compliance as a service. Why? Because the massive market opportunity that exists is going to help carry the market forward. But again, these partners need a different type of enablement. They need a different type of MSSP to help empower them and go to market with them and to deliver these types of outcomes that these types of services can provide to their end customers. And so just very excited. I see the opportunity just like you gentlemen see the opportunity. There's so much pent-up demand. And every time we talk to an MSP or another solution provider in the ecosystem, they're saying the same things, right? Hey, our customers have these needs. They're looking for these types of outcomes. We need these types of solutions, but we have our existing business that we can't walk away from. So how do we leverage and lean in to our existing business? And how do we expand our capabilities through Overwatch? And then how can you guys help us in terms of our path moving forward so we can achieve sustainable transformational growth? And so those are the types of innovations and best practices and changes that we're going to make to our partner ecosystem program. And because AI, right, is such a tectonic shift that the entire industry is going through, there's a significant amount of enablement, of support that can be automated through artificial intelligence and machine learning based technologies and platforms as well. But rest assured, those are the opportunities that we see. And that's our thought process, is we're going to lean in really hard. We're going to bring these innovative systems and models to bear within the channel ecosystem, and the channel ecosystem and Overwatch are going to benefit from those programs.
Thanks, Mark. We'll close with a couple of final thoughts on this. As we look at the macro situation across the landscape, it's very interesting. In addition to our organic strategy, which most of the engagements that we sign are multi-year engagements, so our ability to continue to stack year on year growth organically, we don't see that stopping. We actually see that accelerating as this year has been largely focused on moving upstream into larger partners with greater opportunities who can frankly take full advantage of all of the things that we do. Our ability to be nimble and agile in the technologies that we deploy with customers, and not be so myopically focused that you must use what we're bringing to the table. We always incorporate what our partners bring and what our customers have where it makes sense. So we're able to bring them a truly unique vantage point on it. That's also creating other opportunities for us to partner in new ways, to bring new revenue streams. And then the final thing that we see is, from an inorganic perspective, the MSP market is very highly fragmented, maybe one of the most fragmented industries in the United States and probably the world. We see opportunities to help our partners consolidate their workload and do it more consistently because of the investments that we've made in scale, and help them monetize the business that they've built, as well as I think in the past week, Ed and I have been sorting through at least 3 or 4 different potential opportunities that have approached us, and Mark and Ed have both identified targets in the space with their vast experience. So as we said in our Q2 press release, as we righted the balance sheet and created the opportunity to get access to capital at reasonable costs, as opposed to what we were paying before and what everybody's paying right now, which is another issue. We believe that a potentially soft macro environment only creates opportunities for us given the circumstances. So all the more reason that timing was important on doing what we did. Gentlemen, I thank you very much for your time today. I look forward to continuing to see what we can do together. For those of you watching, we have gotten better in the last week as each and every day we continue to move the ball forward, and we are really excited about where it goes from here. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mark.